1.4, we're just going to talk about biases and studies. Voluntary response bias, we have spoke on before. It's a survey in which people are invited to log into a website, send a text message, tweet, or a phone call in order to express their opinion on an issue. In many cases, the opinions of people who choose to participate in these surveys do not reflect the population as a whole. In particular, people with strong opinions are more likely to participate. In general, voluntary response surveys are highly biased. Self-interest bias, think of advertising. Many advertisements contain data that claim to show the product being advertised is superior to its competitors. The advertiser, however, may not report any of the data that tends to show that the product is inferior. So they're going to be biased on the information that they give you because they have a self-interest in advertising their own product. Social acceptability bias, or perceived lack of anonymity. These people may be reluctant to admit behavior that may reflect negatively on them, which affects many surveys. They're too embarrassed to say the answer. They might think somebody's going to find out. They don't give their honest answer. They don't want people to know their opinion. For example, what if you asked, did you vote in the last presidential election? The problem with this direct approach is that people would be reluctant to answer no because they are concerned that not voting is socially less acceptable than voting. They don't want to admit that they didn't vote. Leading question bias. Sometimes questions are worded in a way to suggest a particular response. Consider these. Do you favor decreasing the heavy tax burden on middle-class families? Or you could ask the same question in a different way. What is your opinion on decreasing taxes for middle-class families? The first one is leading you to answer in a certain way. Non-response bias or sampling bias. People cannot be forced to answer questions or participate in a survey. In a study, a certain portion of the people who are asked to participate refuse to do so. These people are called non-responders. In many cases, the opinions of non-responders tend to differ from the opinions of those who do respond. As a result, surveys with many non-responders are often biased. Sampling bias occurs when some members of the population are more likely to be included in the sample than others. It's not a fair sampling of the entire population.